Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
It's the Information Man Show. I'm going to tell you the truth, whether you like it or not.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Information is power. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Information is power. Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Information is power. Information is power. Tell the truth. Information is power. Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Information is power.
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Information is power.
Peace, everybody. Welcome to the program. Like I said, I'll be doing these regular Wednesday night shows, Tell the Truth Wednesdays.
Tell the truth.
And these will be shorter streams. I want to thank everybody that's come into the chat room. A lot of great people in there. Jill's Chocolate Boutique, Beverly Palmer, the real Aaron Collins. Aaron, brother, appreciate, I saw some of your photos of you at the Oscars in the red carpet area. I know you are out there in LA and you work in the industry. And I see we have Mr. John Doe in the house. Just Alicia's is in the house. The real Aaron Collins, as I had spoke of before, and many others that will come in. We've got Speak With Your Girl, Marcella. Make sure y'all check out her channel. Give her a lot of love. And Alan Christian has just given us a super chat. So what I want to do is hopefully recognize that super chat on the screen right here, which we really appreciate. $5 super chat. I thank you.
Thank you for the super
Give you a
chat.
little bit of taste of super chat celebration. Just a small taste because I got to get into this as soon as possible.
Thank you for the super chat.
Information is power.
Thank you for the super chat.
Tell the truth.
Tell
right,
the
rolling
truth.
on back into the program. So Alan Christian, thank you. You've been a big supporter of the channel as well. I recognize everybody in the chat room that's been a big supporter. I want to say to the mods, thank you for doing the hell of a job that you've been doing, making sure that the trolls are kept in check, but also doing just a great job when you drop links and what have you. And I really appreciate that. Make sure you share this video out in all of your social media, your community tabs, and all those different things like that. I definitely would appreciate that. Matter of fact, let me just put a reminder up here right next to me. There it is. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, and share the video in your social media, because we definitely over here. I definitely appreciate over here what everybody brings to the channel. And there it is. Once again tonight, thank you for watching, and definitely leave a comment when you get a chance, because definitely appreciate it and definitely is necessary. So let's get at it right now tonight. Angela Bassett, what can I say about her? Beautiful sister. I think she's in her I think she's 64 years old. Let's give her a cheer for that. Damn. Beautiful woman. Intelligent. We've watched her over the years. A lot of us have grown up watching her in movies. I think she's done some television as well. Her husband is very accomplished. I think he's a graduate of Yale or Harvard University. He's also an actor himself. I believe her husband, tell me if I'm wrong or right. What's going on, Naps? I believe her husband at one point in time, I think he won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor in a movie. Tell me if I'm wrong or right about the husband. I think they look great together. I love to see black love, especially black love that's been together as long as they have been through all the years. Gotta give them a clap for that again. What can I say? Angela Bassett, we got the Oscars a couple years back. You had Jada Pinkett Smith. I mean, we know the nonsense that she's gotten involved in lately. It was an entanglement. Last year, and I meant to put that picture up last year. Matter of fact, I'm going to pop it up here right now. Give me 1 minute. I want to make a point here. Because last year, we had somebody, Will Smith, who made a damn fool of himself. And I'm going to pull this up. Give me 1 minute. That last year that Will Smith made a complete ass of himself when he went up the stage and he put hands on Chris Rock. And of course, Chris Rock has that special, and he kind of got back at Will, said some things, and it looks like Netflix has censored it and taken out some portions of the comedy. But last year, Will Smith made a damn fool of himself, and he also took away a lot of shine from other black Oscar winners. I believe Questlove had a world music tour video that he put out, a documentary. We didn't hear a lot about that because of the damn slap. Of course, Samuel L. Jackson, I think, might have got a Lifetime Achievement Award. We didn't hear much about that. And then it was a black man, a brother, who produced the Oscars last year. And then the one time you have a heavily black casted Oscar celebration, now Negroes like Will Smith want to act a fool. Switching back now to Angela Bassett. There was some pushback on her not getting the Oscar. She played the mother in Wakanda Forever, which I didn't think was as good of a movie. And put a 7 in the chat room if you can hear me. Get those algorithms turning. Thank you. Thank you, everybody that's come in. I see we got Dee Dee Taylor. Sneezy Girl, I see you there. Think Mike B is coming in strong with the 7. Another CG Gmail coming through. So there was this Oscar buzz. There was a lot of buzz over Angela Bassett, excuse me. My boo-boo there, not a good one. Angela Bassett was looked at in the industry and through all of everyone's mind that she was a shoo-in. She was going to get the Oscar. And it didn't work out that way. One of the telltale signs of the situation is that I think we all miscalculated this particular area. There's the SAG Awards. And usually the person that wins the SAG Awards is a good indicator of what's going to happen at the Oscars. Okay? And what happened is that, and we all know this already, that it didn't work out. It didn't work out the way Angela Bassett, predicted it for herself to win because of all the hype that was put around her to win it. And then some of us thought that, okay, she's got a shoe in. She's going to win this. But then we got shocked when it was Jamie Lee Curtis, who has a long history in acting and her family being in the industry. And let me just show you this picture right here. Now, many of you have probably seen this already, but there's Angela Bassett. She does not look happy. She had a look of shock on her face when you see Jamie Lee Curtis getting up with that smile, happy. And here's another picture of Angela. She does not look like a happy woman on that picture. Now, I'm going to say this. I think that black people, we put too much stock in the Oscars, in which we use the Oscars as a way to validate ourselves as an actor, actress, and we got to stop it. First of all, the Oscar Awards was never built for us in the first place. You see, it was designed for white Hollywood, or Holly weird, as I want to call it, because it is truly weird out there. So the award show was never designed with black people in mind from the very, very beginning. Have we forgotten Miss McDaniels, Holly McDaniels? She was actually the first black woman to win an Oscar when she portrayed a mammy, let's just keep it real, in Gone with the Wind. How many of you know that when she was given the award, she could not even accept the award on the stage? They had to give her the Oscar, this piece of junk right here that everybody gets all excited about every year. They gave her an Oscar in back of the stage because they did not want to have a black person or a black woman in front of the stage accepting the award. So she got her Oscar without pomp and circumstance, without her acting peers to be able to see it. They treated her like she didn't matter, marginalized her, underestimated her, and undervalued her. But they had no problem with her playing the mammy character. That's your Oscars. That's your Hollywood.
Tell the truth.
That's the origins.
Tell
Ask
the
yourself,
truth.
every time a black person has won the Oscars, they have to play some undignified role. Now, Sidney Poitier, I think, is maybe the only black male actor to win an Oscar where he played a role where it wasn't like he was a buffoon or he was raccooning and any of these sort of things, ladies and gentlemen. Red Label, Confessions, and Reaction, thank you for being here. 95, you're absolutely right. Let me put that on the, right up here where we can see it. Good point. Red Label Confession says, he has a reaction, 95 years and only 22 black people have claimed a statue. That's right. That's right. This particular statue right here. Once again, why do we validate the white man's trophy case? The white man's trophy, because the Oscars was never designed for black people in the first place. It was an award show to honor white actors. Why did we cover it? Why did we have a desire to have it? Because we think that whatever white people have is better than what we have, and the white man's ice is colder than the black man's ice, or the white woman's ice is colder than a black woman's ice. And so therefore, out of that cultural conditioning that we are culturally conditioned to underestimate, undervalue, and marginalize, black people do it to themselves, society does it to us, and a manifestation of that is self-hate. Therefore, we want what white people are giving other white people to feel like we're part of the club, we're part of the Hollywood in crowd, while at the same time marginalizing award shows that we have. And right now, we don't even really have a true black award show. You got the NAACP, the Image Awards, and they spent all their time this year giving awards to D. Darrell and his family. For what? I don't know, because they took a young man that was born a boy biologically, and they decided to allow a minor child to change his sexual identity. And that was all the talk. Black people running around chasing after this trophy called an Oscar. Even Spike Lee was crying and whining about trying to get one of those. Why do we feel that we need to have what white people create to feel good about ourselves? What is the cultural conditioning behind that? I need everybody in the chat room to ponder on what I'm saying to you. D.D. Taylor gives me the $9.99 super chat. D.D. Taylor says, we don't need their Oscar anyway. Angela Bassett won in looks and in talent, hands down. Right. Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you for the super chat.
I appreciate you wonderfully for giving me that super chat. Now, when you look at Angela Bassett, she's beautiful. Black don't crack.
Tell the truth.
As a black man, my preference is black women. They don't age like other women. Black don't crack. They have a certain spirit about them when you can find the right black woman. Now, let me tell you all something. Remember, 30 or more years ago, Angela Bassett, technically you can make the argument that she should have won an Oscar for What's Love Got to Do, What love got to do with it? Look at her, young, still fine as she is today. Even when she got I think she got nominated but didn't win an Oscar. And of course, at that time, there were people who criticized and said, well, why does it have to be a movie about a black man musician beating a black woman musician? because that's really, when you look at what that movie was about her life, but it laid heavily on the dope using and smoking of Ike, played by my man right there. What? Am I having a brain fart right now? Lawrence Fishburne. That's right. And some say she should have won an Oscar at that time for that role. Angela Bassett is one of the best actresses and actors in Hollywood. It's been 30 years. Do you know, from the time that she was in What's Love Got to Do With It, she has not been nominated for an Oscar for over 30 years until this past weekend, when she thought she was going to win for her role as the mother in Wakanda Forever. And many people said that she did a great performance. And you have to ask yourself, damn, shouldn't she have won Oscars and other awards over the years for other roles that she played? What's really going on? And then we're finding out, and we've already knew this, that the Oscars is rigged. It's been a rigged system for a very, 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 very
Tell the truth.
long time, ladies and gentlemen. Now ask yourself, why is it that when black people do get nominated for an Oscar, that piece of junk, it's always some undignified role? For example, let me pull that example out right now. Halle Berry. Everybody was so in love with Halle Berry. Every dude dreamed of Halle Berry. Halle Berry there were other roles. Remember the movie that she should have won an Oscar for was Remembering Isaiah. That was a movie about the little black child that she was taking care of. I think it was Leaving Isaiah, something like that. Help me out in the chat room if you all remember the correct name of that movie. What's going on, last call? Willie, Cameron, I see you in there. Naps. That's the movie that she should have won an Oscar for. Although it was one of those movies where a black woman is on her last leg and trying to take care of a child. But then instead, they give her an Oscar nomination and give her an Oscar for playing literally a whore in a movie where
Tell the truth.
P. Diddy was her boyfriend, who got jammed up by the police, got put in jail, I think on death row, in his own, and she slept with his own jailers, with Billy Bob, the Yahoo, slept with him, knowing that he contributed to the mistreatment and putting P. Diddy, which was supposed to be her boyfriend, in jail, and now he's waiting to be executed. So you give Halle Berry, at that time, one of our best and beautiful actresses, and you tell Halle Berry, you're going to have to strip down, you're going to have to show us ass, you're going to have to say to Billy Bob on that scene, give it to me like I need it, give it to me like I need it. Really wasn't funny, but I'm just for dramatic purposes. Real Aaron Collins says $5 from the real Aaron Collins. The only time they gave Denzel Washington the Oscars for the best actor was when he played a corrupt cop. I'm getting to that, brother Aaron. I'm getting to that. What's going on? Narratives and dialogue. Oh,
Tell the truth.
I'm getting to that, ladies and gentlemen. So Halle Berry gets an Oscar for literally playing a whore, being desperate and in high heat to have sex with a Billy Bob Thornton, who imprisoned her boyfriend
Tell
played
the
by
truth.
P. Diddy. That was an embarrassment. Then, and I should have had her picture prepared as well, Monique. We know Monique. She was getting into it with Hoogly. Monique played in a movie called Precious. They gave her, if I'm not mistaken, an Oscar for playing a dysfunctional black woman raising a child that had some emotional issues as well. So bam, you give her an Oscar for dysfunction because they like us in dysfunction. And they reward our dysfunction on camera, in movies, and even off of the damn cameras. But oh no, let's go to Denzel Washington. One of my favorite actors. He should have got an Oscar for Malcolm X, Antoine Fisher. He should have won Oscars. He should be the most decorated actor in the history of the motion picture industry. This man's been robbed of many Oscars for more dignified roles than the role that he played in Training Day. So he gets, I think, tell me if I'm wrong or right, Denzel, at one point in time, ladies and gentlemen, Denzel, I think, got the best supporting actor in what was that movie? Glory, where he played someone that was a slave at one point in time, joined the North Army to fight against the Confederate Army, right? And remember in Glory, there was that scene where they whipped him on his back and he had the tear drop down. I believe he got a Best Supporting Actor Oscar for that role. Tell me if I'm wrong or correct in the chat room. If I'm correct, put a 7. Maybe you've forgotten about that. But he never got, that was just supporting actor for in a movie where he's crying and tears in his eyes. And they said, we got to whip and buck break the most aggressive black ex-slave in this movie who's talking some real talk. So I'm correct. Thank you for the 7s. Thank you. So Denzel doesn't see any Oscar for all these other roles that really empower us as a people until he plays a corrupt police officer.
Tell the truth.
Just like real Aaron Collins said, he got an Oscar for playing a corrupt, dirty cop in Los Angeles. And they give him an Oscar for that, finally. Out of all the other roles that he should have won, hands down, we need to see Denzel thug it out. Then we'll reward him with our Oscar. I want to ask again for folks in the for the intelligent people in the chat room, why do black people give so much damn and credence to the Oscar award? And why do black actors, why are they so thirsty for this? When they know already, or they should know, or we know, that the cards are already rigged. You got people in articles just this week. So you had people that are on that have a vote in this, that are already coming out saying that it's kind of rigged, y'all. Check this out, this article. And I want to say shout out to Professor Black for talking about these things on his channel as well. Big changes are coming to the Film Academy as it seeks to make Oscar movie making more inclusive. Bullshit. Now, something that y'all may not know that I want to bring up about Halle Berry. When I tell you this, and I want to say shout out to Professor Black because he talked about this on his channel as well. When I show you this, I want you to put a 7 if you were aware of this, or a 2 if you weren't aware about this. So Halle Berry was in Monsters Ball. That's the movie that she was sexing it up with Billy Bob Thornton, a very disgusting sex scene that she got an Oscar for. Guess who was supposed to play that role and turned it down? Guess who? You guessed. If you didn't guess, it was Angela Bassett who turned the role down. They wanted to give it to her, and she had criticism about it. Check this out. Here's the article. You can look this up. This title in Entertainment magazine. Angela Bassett slams Halle Berry's Oscar role. Angela Bassett slammed Halle Berry's Oscar role despite not having had a long movie role in 4 years. She turned down the Monsters Ball. So check this out. Angela Bassett didn't have a main role in 4 years. Angela Bassett slams Halle Berry's Oscar role despite not having had a leading movie role in 4 years. She turned down the Monsters Ball part because she did not want to be a prostitute in a movie. This was Angela Bassett. Right on. She had principles. She had principles about herself. Prior to turning this movie down, Angela Bassett hadn't had a leading role in 4 years. Going all the way back. And as I said tonight, it's been 30 years since she even got nominated for anything in the motion picture industry. That's a damn shame.
Tell the truth.
Why is that? We know that Black people in general
Tell the truth.
don't get leading roles. We don't get the roles that are necessary. Black women are not getting the roles that they should have. Black men are not getting the roles that they should have unless we're playing an athlete like Creed, or we're playing some buffoon or sidekick. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Will Smith, he effed everything up last year because he won an Oscar for playing a role of a positive, powerful Black father, Mr. Williams, who raised a family, kept them out of drugs and teenage pregnancy, and raised Serena Williams and Venus to be top-notch tennis stars. So Will Smith actually screwed up because that was probably one of the most positive roles that a Black man could act and win an Oscar for, outside of Sidney Poitier when he won his Oscar. After that, it's all buffoonery. But then Will Smith screwed it up with his buffoonery by slapping Chris Rock and making a buffoon of himself and getting kicked out of the Academy, the Motion Picture Academy, a 10-year ban. He's a dummy. And he didn't, and he did it by doing what? Fighting another Black person, in this case, a Black man. A damn shame.
Tell the truth.
The Oscars was never designed for Black people. It wasn't designed for our purpose. It was not designed for us. What we have forgotten is the legacy of motion picture filmmaking coming back to 1916, when you had a Black-owned movie company called Lincoln Films. Lincoln Films Picture Company, considered the first of all Black movie productions company, building a reputation for making films that showcase African-American Black people talent in the film industry. The company made and distributed its own films and made films that were positive, showed black people being heroes, being villains, everything. Love stories, up the yin yang. More. They made more films. They called them race films, colored people films. They made more positive films that really depicted black people's life than all of what Hollywood has done today. That company was founded in 1916. We got Tyler Perry, who's got his own film company in Atlanta, Georgia, but he keeps making those movies, A Deer, where he's dressed in a outfit where he's in drag. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of seeing black men playing roles in drag. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry, because that's how I feel. Now, when I look at Netflix and any of these type of streaming consoles, these streaming platforms, I got to give, look, I know that black people in America, we want to call ourselves ADOS or FBA, or we want to call ourselves freemen, that we created everything, we founded this and that. But one of the things that disturbs me is that I don't see any Nigerian. Now, in Nigeria, they've got Nollywood. They knew that they weren't going to be recognized in black film in America. They recognize that American film industry is not running all over the world. Unless you're British and you got a British accent, you know, you see a lot of these black British actors coming over here getting jobs. But for the most part, in Nigeria, they have Nollywood. They're making their own movies, making their own films, production, and their movies have all different types of facets of their life. And they're not, from what I see, I don't see them complaining, because they're making their own films. They got their own movie industry. Black people need a movie industry for ourselves. The hell with Hollywood, and the hell with this damn Oscar. Now, I know that Angela Bassett was upset, from what you can see on this picture right here. She did not look happy. Look at this picture right here. She was not happy at all, and I get it. She wasn't happy at all, and I get it, ladies and gentlemen. So much that I feel for her husband, because he wasn't happy either. Look at the husband. Examine the husband's face. And he's an actor too. Look at his face. He looked like someone gave him a bad sample of oatmeal. He does not look happy. Or should he? About the circumstances that his wife is setting up there, feeling like, hey, this is my time to win. And she doesn't look happy. He doesn't look happy. But Jamie Lee Curtis is damn well happy, obviously. And what's sad about this is that Angela Bassett has waited 30 years. All these years have passed. Are they punishing Angela Bassett because she didn't want to play the role at Holly? This is my hypothesis tonight. I want y'all to put a 7 if you agree or disagree. Are they punishing her for not taking the role, the breadcrumbs, the biscuit, the butter biscuits, when they said, Angela, we want you to play in this movie? And in this movie, read the script, Angela. Okay, I'm reading the script. You want me to do that? Yeah, Angela, we want you to take your clothes off. We want you to get naked. We want you to get hot and bothered and get down with Billy Bob Thornton. And Angela Bassett said, I don't want to play a prostitute role. If you believe that this could be a byproduct of her turning down that role that they gave Halle Berry, when they didn't give her any leading role, we're talking about Angela Bassett didn't get any leading role for 4 years. After winning, she won. She got nominated for What's Love Got to Do with It, and there was a lot of hype around that, and people talking about her acting skills were superior. But she didn't really get good roles. As I said before, she turned it down and criticized the role that Halle Berry, I believe it might have been Retaliation, which is why she's also waited 30 damn years before they give her a nomination for a movie that they already said she's got it wrapped up in the bag. Tricks are for kids, but then they did trick because they gave it to Jamie Lee Curtis, who's got long-standing ties. When are we going to learn that Hollyweird is not for us? Hollyweird was never designed for us, and Hollyweird doesn't think about black people in leading roles unless they want to make us play a buffoon. Angela Bassett knew her worth. That's why she didn't take the monster ball role. And maybe they punished her for that by saying, we're not going to give this black woman any other top roles to get in that Oscar category, to even be best actress, let alone supporting actress. Now, these two individuals right here, Michael B. Jordan, Jonathan, the brothers from the Creed, look at their faces when they found out that she did not get the best supporting actress. Brother Majors, Jonathan Majors, said, "We love you, Auntie." They knew that she was ripped off, robbed, bamboozled. But I'm not surprised, folks. Why are we surprised that this is the game that Hollywood plays? Why are we surprised? None of us should be crying about it. None of us should be upset. We should actually look at it as they're telling us what they think of us. They're telling us we don't matter, and that we need to not worry about the Oscars and worry about building our own infrastructure, building our own motion picture industry. They got one in Nigeria. It's called Nollywood, and they making good movies. I see more Nollywood movies on Netflix than I see black American movies with black people here in America on Netflix. That's a damn shame.
Tell the truth.
So they said, we're sorry about what happened to you, Auntie, in their own way. And look at Jonathan, look at Majors right here. They have a look of disappointment. He's got his face puffing the air, and they had a look of disappointment. What's going on? The mass media group is in the house, y'all. Peace. And mass media, my man, I got the news today about the NAACP in San Francisco trying to I'm gonna hold back my venom on that we're gonna have a Friday night show on that one. Wait till y'all hear what I'm got to say about this reparation situation. The San Francisco is proposing a reparations of $5 million and then the NAACP brings their shiftless ass into it and tries to say, oh, we don't think you should give black people $5 million in San Francisco. I'm going to get into that this week. But back to the regular scheduled program. So you can see that they are very saddened by, or very disappointed by what happened. You can see the look in the brothers' eyes. It's a look of surprise, but hey, black people in Hollywood, why are you surprised? They've never cared about you. The Oscars was never designed to reward you. We've forgotten about Holly McDaniels, who was told you're going to get your Oscar in the back curtain, okay? You played a good mammy role for us, but we're not going to let you accept your Oscar in the front of the curtains. You get your shit in the back of the curtain. Now, Viola Davis, let me get to her. She did win an Oscar before. That was fantastic experience for her. But I think she's not happy about what happened at the Oscars as well. That's the buzz that's coming out because she thought that she was a shoo-in for The Woman King, which I'm going to tell you right now was a historically incorrect movie. That young actress from the Black Panther, Peeta, she decided not to play the daughter of Viola Davis in The Woman King, because she did research, and I talked about that on this channel. She did research and found out that the women in Woman King that they were playing, those African women captured her family members and put them into slavery. Black people, we like to run around YouTube, social media. We like to have this notion that, okay, Europeans were involved in the slave trade and they just did everything and they didn't get no help from Africans. Africans were heavily involved in assisting Europeans in enslaving us. The Europeans could have never done what they did without some damn assistance. And anybody that tells you, oh, no, that's a damn lie. They were the biggest and greatest slave trading nation that Viola Davis portrayed in that movie Woman King. Right here. Nominated for nothing. The Academy is on the wrong side of history with The Woman King. Why would they not? I don't care about The Woman King not getting nominated because it was a historically incorrect movie. And why are we going to praise a history where you had African women warriors that probably enslaved some of your family members those thousands of years ago? Put them in the bond. And just so you know, you've had slavery all over the world in all different cultures. All different cultures had slaves. The triangular slave trade was the worst. So Viola Davis, she wasn't happy about being snubbed in the Oscars. You see what I'm saying? Then we have a British Negro, Avis Ebro. I can't even say his name. Y'all like him. All the women like him. Oh, he's chocolate. Oh, he's so chocolate. This Negro jumps out the window and makes these statements, as you probably heard already. This was one of the articles in CNN. Avis Ebro, I can't say his damn name correct, says he no longer describes himself as a black actor as it puts him in a box. Now, this Negro was an actor in Great Britain. He couldn't get no traction over there. He couldn't blow up and be a big star in his native land of Great Britain and the Queen and tea and everything. This Negro ran over here to America, played in the TV series, The Wire, that's the TV series that put his black British ass on the map in the first place. Where he played a character that was a black character. So it's very simple. It's very simple. If you don't want to be seen as a black actor, stop playing. It's very simple. Stop playing roles that require you to be a black actor.
Tell the truth.
Remember he played in Daddy's Little Girl? He played in that movie where he was a father of 3 or 4 daughters? That required you to be a black actor, sucker. You played what's that movie that he played in where he was like a African dictator? The Beast something? There was some horrible things going on in that movie. I couldn't watch it. Very disturbing. Some of the things that they were asking him to do and I'm not too, if you remember, there was scenes in that movie that were very disturbing. They always put black folks in disturbing movies and then give us critical acclaim for it. This Negro, most of the movies he's played in were movies that required you to be black. When it came to movies that were a black production. So if you don't want to be black, Mr. Ebo, or whatever the hell your name is, then stop taking roles that require you to be a black actor. You have no problem coming to America and taking the roles that in some cases should have been a black American actor. But there's a British explosion where all the British actors are coming over with their accents and getting all these roles and playing characters are historical, like what happened with the Harriet Tubman movie. They come over and get these roles to play our historical she-roles and heroes that require them to be black, and then want to turn around and say, well, you know, I don't want to be identified as a black actor. Negro, as long as you live in this world, as a black man, they're going to always see you as a black actor. The white establishment anyway, even if you don't want to be seen that way. You know why? Because he thinks that he's a Negro that will get the Oscar. And of course, there was buzz about whether he would become the next first black James Bond. And those Britons over there where he was born and he lived, they don't want no black man to be James Bond. But it's black people who opened the door to the motion picture industry for your black ass to come over here. All of you black Brits to come over here to America and be in films in America. It was the black actors in America who laid the foundation. Y'all Negroes didn't open up the door for yourself in Great Britain. Y'all haven't opened up the door to creating a black renaissance of actors in Great Britain, and y'all haven't blown up the spot in your own country. And then we understand, because black people in America, we understand the institutionalized racism. We understand the bias better than many. And at that same time, understanding that there's a word called insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again and getting the same results means you're insane. So while we keep hoping, that the Oscars is going to recognize us, give us validation, I'm going to tell you the reason why Angela Bassett was upset, as well as her husband, as you see here, is because they wanted the validation. They wanted the motion picture industry running controlled by people who don't look like us. They want that validation because for the most part, they tell you when you get nominated or when you get the award, a whole flush of opportunities open up to you. That's bullshit. We've seen black people. Look at Monique. Monique won an Oscar and she's been whiteballed out of the damn industry. Did y'all hear what I just said? Hit a 7 in the chat room. Monique won an Oscar. We're told you win that Oscar, all kind of doors open up to you. Well, Monique won an Oscar, and now we don't see her in any major movies. Now, you may say, well, Monique runs her mouth. She kind of talked her way out of opportunities. Okay. Halle Berry won the Oscar and did exactly what they wanted her to do. And look at where her career is at. She's not doing any major movies. And most of the movies that she did after winning her Oscar were subpar movies. Subpar roles. Black folks, leave this Oscar stuff alone. Forget about the Oscars. Focus on building our own movie companies like Tyler Perry has his company in Atlanta, which is good. Although I wish he would stop making movies that make black men look like monsters. We still don't control the entertainment industry. It controls us because it's dictating our behavior and our emotions that if we get that Oscar, everything's going to be okay. But there's examples of black people that have won the Oscar and their career is in the dumps. It's up and down, not consistent. I understand how Angela Bassett feels and her husband because they were told a bill of goods that, hey, you got this locked up. That's the buzz all over the industry. And then they get the carpet pulled right under them. But we shouldn't expect that the Oscar should be validating who we are as a community. I hope that you all are appreciating some of the things that I'm saying tonight, as I'm sick of us as a people
the truth.
being validated or validating ourselves by this Oscar. You see what I'm saying? We got to stop validating ourselves by their parameters, their ideal of what is good and bad. We all know that Angela Bassett, hit a 7 in the chat room if you think I'm correct here. We all know that Angela Bassett is one of the best actresses, if not the best actress in Hollywood. We know that she can take a role and put certain emotions into it like no other. Jamie Lee Curtis is what you call a trust fund baby. Her father was an actor, her mother, so she's white, so she's got advantages over Angela Bassett. Her family is entrenched in the Hollywood culture. It was her first time winning it. But you can't tell me that she's a better actress than Angela Bassett. And you have to ask yourself before I end this stream tonight. Thank you, Brother Quincy, coming in the house. Maurice coming in the house. Appreciate all of you. Shabazz coming in the house. Big dog, old Philly. Last call. Old Philly OG. Philly OG is in the house. Big dog Philly OG is in the house. Mike B in the house. Thank you all for hitting. You can't tell me, ladies and gentlemen, that Angela Bassett is not a better actress
the truth
than a lot of these women in Hollywood. Once again, black men and black women don't get the roles that are necessary to get these type of nominations at the standard that Oscar wants it to be. But then those standards are bullshit because people who vote for the Oscars have their own interior motives. They have their own motives, y'all. This Oscar that we be begging for, we be wanting for validation, it's not all that it's cracked up to be. I want y'all to understand. I want y'all to share this damn video. Let's see what people are saying in the chat room right now. Real Aaron Collins. Brother Quincy says they sure do. Thank you, Brother Quincy. We got Smooth B in the house who says, oh, yes, Angela, dope. Yeah, she's dope. She's dope. But see, black people, we know what's going on. I want y'all, look. Do you know that I don't even look at the Oscars anymore? I stopped looking at the Oscars for years. The only reason why I knew about what happened with Will Smith and Chris Rock was because of watching YouTube. I didn't even watch it live that night because I don't mess with the Oscars. Oscars don't mess with us, so I don't mess with them. And I know that their voting system is rigged because people are coming out talking about that it's a rigged system. Until the next time, be safe, everyone. Yeah, thank you for coming over, Sister Beverly Palmer. Thank you for coming over. Dee Dee Taylor comes in and says this. We need our own we need our own everything. So it's like this. Ask yourself, do we respect our own award shows? I really don't think that we do. When I say award shows, I'm not talking about that BET mess, that messy BET awards. I'm not talking about that hip hop crap. I'm not talking about no messy ass awards where everybody get up on the stage with their pants below their ass like they got a bowel movement. And the women got thumbs all up their butt. I'm talking about elegant award shows. Elegant award shows. We don't really have one if you think about it. We don't really have a tie and tuxedo. We don't really have an award show. You may say, well, the Image Awards, the NAACP, I'm through with the NAACP, especially after what they're trying to do with the reparation situation in San Francisco. I'm through with them. They be giving image awards to anybody who don't fit an image that's upright standing for our people. We need a real award show that's giving awards to people that's doing the work, but people that really live up to the damn image. We don't have that. I don't know what we have anymore. Don't give me BET awards. That's a joke. Don't give me that Source hip hop junk. That's a joke. Negroes go to the Source Awards to be seen, to be heard, and act like they in the damn streets. We don't have a dignified award show, particularly as it relates to entertainers in the motion picture industry. So we hold on to this thing called Oscar, which was never even designed for us. Never even had us in mind. We got the real Hebrew in here. Peace to you. Black Power Awards in the LATL is very indignified. Okay, the Black Power Awards, I'm gonna have to check that out. I don't think I've ever seen that before, brother. Let me see what other people are saying in the chat room. We got Sarah Thomas, who says, yes, you're right. One thing I do and have seen a handful of actresses, especially just because you win that statue doesn't mean you care. Right. And just because you win that statue doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be showered with all this fame. We've seen this happen. Now, Denzel Washington is only one of a few black male actors that have won the Oscar and is able to get good roles. But he's like only at one. Howard, my man Howard that played in what's that movie where he played a pimp? Damn, why am I having a brain? Somebody help me. Terrence Howard. He's a pretty good actor, but what they do in Hollywood is that they can only deal with one black. You notice this? Check this out. Check out my analysis, folks. Check out what I'm about to say to you. Check out my analysis here. Have you noticed that in Hollywood, when you can have a lot of good black actresses and actors, and they can only deal with one Negro at a time. When you look at Hollywood or Hollyweird, they'll have all different types of white actresses and actors, and they can all be hot at one time. They can all be on magazine covers and getting all kind of interviews and getting all type of good roles all at the same time. But with black folks, it's one Negro at a time. Terrence Howard, no, before Terrence Howard, it was Wesley Snipes was their favorite Negro. You know, this is post after the success that Denzel was having. So now they were crazy about Wesley Snipes. He made dark-skinned brothers look good. Not that they wasn't good, but you know what I'm saying. Before that, it was all about the light-skinned brothers. And you notice they spent a lot of time focusing on Wesley Snipes. And then when he got passé, they run to the next person. They go to they was hot on Chris Tucker at one point in time. Then they got tired of him. Then they run to what's the next person I want to say? Then you have Terrence Howard. He was the hot commodity at one point in time, right? And then fade away. John Tito, they was putting him in movies for a minute and then they fade away from him. So what I'm saying in a nutshell is that they can't take, same thing with black actresses. Monique was hot at one time. They was all over Monique. And then of course Hollywood said, oh, don't want you no more. We're going to whiteball you. Then when Angela Bassett played her role in What's Love Got to Do with It, they were kind of hot on her, but they didn't give her good enough roles. Then Halle Berry comes out and they were hot on her. She had to play a crack. You know, you realize that Halle Berry did not blow up until she played a crackhead in Jungle Fever.
Tell the truth.
Y'all do realize that. Put a 7 if you realize what I just said to you. She didn't blow up until she played a crackhead role, meaning it was the crackhead role that gave her the opportunity to play in other movies to get to that monster ball crap that Angela Bassett turned down. Now they're all crazy about, then they were crazy about Will Smith. He was the man. Then he got up there and acted a fool at their award show, because it's not our award. Oscars is not black people's award show. It's their award show. Believe me. He got up there and showed his ass, and they said, Negro, get your ass out of here for 10 years. He ain't their media, he ain't their darling anymore. Then Viola Davis has played in some movies where played some powerful roles as an actress, and they've been hot on Viola Davis, right? She's the in woman right now for black actresses, and then they put her in The Woman King and have her play a role of women who betrayed our people. They snubbed her on an Oscar nomination. She's not happy about it. We'll see how long they'll ride the Viola Davis role. Same thing with the British Negro who says he don't want to be a black actor or be identified as a black actor anymore. When they're sick of him, they'll move on to someone else. Keep this in mind. The two young men who are hot right now in terms of acting buzz because of the movie Creed. These two brothers right here, Majors and brother, I think it's Jonathan Majors and brother Michael B. Jordan. They right now have a lot of buzz around them. He has a lot of buzz around him. The question is, can they both be hot actors at the same time? Meaning, when I say hot, I'm talking about getting a lot of the top roles and getting good movie production value. No, they're going to decide which one of these Negroes we should put most attention on, because we can't let them both be stars at the same time. We have to blow one up more than the other. You see what I'm saying? Now, they gave Michael B. Jordan a star on the Walk of Fame. That sounds good. That's wonderful. Do you know that to get a star on the Walk of Fame, you got to spend a lot of money? How many of y'all know how this works? I live in California. I know this. In order to get a star on the Walk of Fame, they don't just give it to you for free. Somebody has to pay for it. It costs money. You have to have people lobby for you to get it, and then they have to put together a portfolio of why you get the star on the Walk of Fame, and then they have to charge you money. His Walk of Fame star didn't just give it to him because they said Michael B. Jordan he's the man. No, somebody had to lobby for him and then pay a high price for it. A lot of people don't know that. You pay for those stars. You lobby for it. It's politics. I bet you a lot of y'all didn't even know that. If you didn't know that, put a 1 in the chat room. So we got these guys that are hot right now. Of course, Lawrence Fishburne was hot for a quick minute. He played Morpheus in The Matrix with the blue and red pill. All you Negroes on YouTube, you get your red pill talk and your blue pill talk from watching a damn Hollywood produced movie. By the way, a movie that was ripped off from a black woman who wrote the original screenplay for that. Did y'all know that? A black woman wrote the original screenplay. So Negroes on YouTube talk about this red pill and green pill crap and don't even realize that they're using terms that a black woman came up in her manuscript when she put this together and got the the playwright stolen from her, from these Hollywoods. And this love, what love's got to do with it? Look, we know that Ike was quite a guy in putting his hands on Tina, right? But once again, this was a movie that got buzz. Why did it get buzz? Because here's a movie where a black man's beating on a black woman entertainer. And he tells her in the movie, I'll leave that narcotic alone. They put black people in movies, for the most part, that make us look bad. And this is just the truth, ladies and gentlemen.
Tell the truth.
You may not like what I'm saying, but it's the truth, and you're going to get it whether you like it or not.
Tell the truth.
As we get ready to end the program tonight, we've got Goddess Dam says snubbed Denzel. Denzel Washington should have won the Oscar first for Malcolm X and maybe even the role. I said this earlier, sister. Malcolm X should be the most decorated actor in the history of the Oscar motion picture industry. He should have Oscars like Beyonce got them Grammys. He should have Oscars all over his arm because there's so many roles that he should have got an Oscar for. And can't nobody tell me that Denzel Washington is not the best actor as a male actor in all of Hollywood. Can't nobody touch him. Can't nobody touch him. We got my man Mike B in the house. Ronnie Hunter says facts. Alicia puts 100% for facts as well. Let me put her up here on the screen. Thank you for being here, watching from Chi-Town, Chicago. Yeah. Mari Smith. Right. I saw a documentary on Adam West, how the fans fought to get him a star. Yeah. That's just how it works. They don't give you a star in Hollywood because they think you're a great actor. You get a star because there's got to be a committee of people who say, we want to put a star. We want to put your star. You know why I know this? Because I was listening to Joe Madison on Sirius XM, and he was trying to get a star for Dick Gregory. Do you know that Dick Gregory never had a star? And that man was in entertainment for years, as well as he was a comedian, an activist. And Joe Madison explained the process. There had to be a committee of black people to petition the board, the motion picture committees, or whatever they do, to lobby and give an argument for why Dick Gregory should have had a star. They had to come together. They had to put together a portfolio of his history, his career. They had to fill out an application for it. Yeah, there's an application process. And then they had to come up with the fee. They had to come up with a fee to pay for it. It ain't free. And you ain't getting it just because they think you're the great. People have to make the argument for why you should be there. So for Michael B. Jordan to get a star, he's got people behind him. He's got a machine behind him, or someone's behind him who lobbied for this to happen and put up the fee money. Yalfi's in the house. She says, so that explains how Ice-T got one. I was wondering how. Yes, you have to go through a vetting process. You have to have people that push it, and then they have to pay a fee. They have to fill out an application. They have to make an argument for why you should have a star. And the committee looks at all these different people. And then some people get the star, and then some people may get it later on because they got so many people lobbying them. You're being lobbied to pick a person to be on that ground. That's how it works. It's politics, politricks. Makeup. What's going on? Makeup Mama and Son says glass purple, yellow diamond. Yes. Brother Quincy comes over and he says, I know I'm listening to that brother tell the day he died. Right on. Yeah, Ice-T was a brilliant rapper. I mean, he put the game down. I got a respect for him. We got Marie in the house saying they would not give it to him because they hate Malcolm X. Yeah, you can put a star of. Well, for Malcolm X to be on there is an entertainment criteria, meaning you have to be an entertainer. The reason why Dick Gregory, see, a lot of y'all, or some of you may not remember that Dick Gregory, before he became an activist, and then he was talking about juicing and losing weight. Dick Gregory was one of the highest paid black comedians in Hollywood. He was the top guy before a Richard Pryor and any of these people. Dick Gregory was the man in comedy. If you go back and do a simple Google search and look at the thing that changed in his career is that he became an activist. But he's funny as all get out. Look at some of his old stuff. You can Google this stuff. You look at some of go on YouTube. You can find old comedy routines. He actually opened the door for a lot of people. He was a pioneer. And he should have had a star a long time ago. Jill Chocolate Boutique says facts. Thank you. Yes, he was. Yalfie says, yes, he was. Let's see. Samuel L. Jackson for Pulp Fiction or Black Snakes. Mom, right. He played that movie. You know, in that movie, when he played, and when Samuel L. Jackson played in the Black Snake Mall, you know, in that movie, he had that white girl, he had a chain on her. You know they wasn't going to give him no Oscar for that role, chaining a white person like that. You remember that scene? It was quite interesting. We've got my man, Narratives and Dialogue, says Jamie Foxx got 2 Oscars. Oh, yeah, that's right. Jamie Foxx got an Oscar for playing Ray Charles. And I got to be honest, I think he did a hell of a job playing Ray Charles. I thought that was a dignified role, doing a complete biography on Ray Charles in terms of a movie. I think that was excellent. I have no problem with his Oscar based on what he did to get the Oscar, because I thought that was an excellent role. I can't remember what for, but I bet it was some sauce in the game for that too, in order for him to get, well, brother, Dialogues, he got it for Ray. That's the movie that opened the door to Jamie Foxx sort of transitioning himself away from just doing comedy. It was Ray, and he won an Oscar for it. And that's around the same time when he came out with that, remember he had that album that he came out with? Jamie Foxx was hot as a firecracker, man. He had the Ray movie, then he had that song, Unbelievable. He had the music, and everything was aligned in the stars for Jamie Foxx at that time. Kendra G says, right. Let's see. Vernon Livingston says, hey, everybody, I love me some Dick Gregory. Oh, yeah, I can't say what I mean. He was the blueprint for us getting our points across. Yeah, he was the blueprint. We got my man Mandrell in the house.
Information is power.
Hey, everyone. Hey, Mandrell, you're welcome here on the time, brother. Let me, Mandrell, I thank you for coming over, brother. This Sunday, I will be doing a very polarizing video, and I'm inviting some brothers over. We're going to talk about CNN had this study where they're talking about the fact that 20% of men are not getting intimacy or sex with women, or not getting the women that they want. We're going to talk about what's going on. I'm talking about this generation, that there's less relationships, less intercourse and intimacy happening that men in this generation are not getting. And we're going to examine that. It's going to be a very controversial show that I'll be doing this Sunday. I find it very interesting, and I wonder how much of it applies to what's happening in the black community with black men and black women. I got to be honest, if men are not getting intimacy or sex or, getting having relationships with women and all of that, I think it could possibly fuel this inner frustration, maybe the inner frustration that you see here on YouTube, because people ain't getting what they want, ain't getting the women they want, they're not getting the sex that they want when they want it. It's a whole bunch of stuff we're gonna unpack on Sunday. So make sure y'all tune in this Sunday. But we're gonna see. It's a crazy world out here. Make up mama and son says I agree. There's a lot of things going on in our society that's changing. The way they're out here talking about Sierra and Russell, they will. Well, I'm gonna be honest. I understand that they were going to an after party for one of these fashion magazines. I get it. If you look at that picture very seriously, Russell Wilson didn't look that comfortable with Sierra dressed like that. I'm sorry. And the question we got to ask is, does Sierra respect Russell Wilson? She's a mother. She has kids. It doesn't mean because a woman is married and she has kids that she can't be sexy. But the question you got to really ask yourself, was it the most appropriate thing to wear when you're supposed to be this power couple and you projected this whole new image of yourself, because she did. You're not with Future anymore. You're with Russell Wilson, more conservative type guy. Did he tell her to take that off in the house and she didn't do it for him? Or did he say, go on, wear that, baby? I'm sorry. I'm not a celebrity, but I would not be comfortable. I don't think any man in my opinion, a man who has ethics and character and principle would allow his woman to walk out the door wearing an outfit like that damn near looks like she should have just walked out the house with nothing on. I don't even know why she bothered. This is my opinion. I'm not trying to hate. I'm just my opinion. She might as well just walked out the house with nothing on because she showed everything. Left nothing to the imagination. Whatever happened to leaving something to the imagination? If Russell Wilson would have walked outside the door with a suit on, with his ass out like Prince or somebody, what would y'all have said then about that? I'm talking about the ladies. What would you have said? You would have said, what the hell is Russell Wilson doing walking out with a suit with his bare behind sticking out? Y'all would, but it's acceptable because Sierra is a female and she's supposed to be feminine and sexual. Okay. It still was in my eyes, it was inappropriate. And why is it that, and check this out, because I know somebody's going to say, well, what about Cher and what about all these? I think I don't care what race of the woman, all of these women, no matter what their race are in Hollywood, I don't think, whether it be Angelina, all of them, I don't think any of that stuff is appropriate personally. I don't care if it was Russell. It could have been any actress. I still would have saw it as a little not that tasteful. But that's just my opinion. We're all entitled to our own opinion, not our own facts. And we're entitled to feel how we feel about it. Some people got no problem with it. Hey, okay. And some people have a problem with it. That's the way the world goes around the globe, right? Jill Chocolate Boutique says, what the heck is he wearing is what I would ask. Right. What the hell? Yeah, if a man jumped out the window, everybody, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. Everybody accepted, well, let me say not everybody. Some people accepted Prince wearing outfits like that because why? Because we saw Prince as this eccentric entertainer on stage who projected an image that he likes the poutine. So because we felt that, well, you know, Prince is getting women, he's banging them, he's banging women, and it's okay. We will accept Prince having this sort of feminine way about him. We'll accept that because we know that he's banging females. In fact, we really don't know that because everything about Hollywood and entertainment is all a smokescreen, all an act. And I know that she probably wore that outfit because she's got an album coming out. She's trying to be provocative, so people are talking about her like we are now, and that they will buy the CD and buy the music. Everything that these entertainers do is to sell themselves and to create buzz, because even bad press can be good press when you're selling something. You see how this works? But everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Everybody there was dressed like that. Okay. But let me ask you this, sister. Just because everybody's dressed like that, should we as black people dress like that? Should we? I'm just asking. I'm not trying to be nasty, anything like that towards you. I appreciate you being here tonight. Just because everybody does it, does that mean that we should do it too? Should black people have different standards? Should we at least elevate ourselves from the low-hanging fruit? Because what you just said, sister, is that, yeah, everybody there was doing it because that's Holly weird. So should we as black people engage, buy into, and be influenced and allow ourselves to be taken about by these weird behaviors that go on in Hollywood? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. No hate, no shade, and like that. Information Man Show, San Francisco City College broke that down about Prince in the fashion department in the history. Okay, we got to talk about that on the platform one day, brother. That sounds very interesting. I'd like to hear what you have to say. Okay, Emerald, the Mass Media Group. Make sure you subscribe to Mass Media Group. They always put you up to date with what's happening with the reparations issues. As Chris Rock said in the latest stand-up on Netflix, talk about it. Talk about attention. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Big Dog Philly is telling everybody to subscribe to the channel. Yes, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Share the video. I'm about to get ready to end this. We got my man, Jay the Informant. Thank you for coming over. Last call. Thank you. And let me say to Goddess Don. Goddess Don, I encourage people to have difference of opinions and to express themselves. So I have no problem with you having a different opinion about this issue. Hey, that's how we learn. We got to have open dialogue. But let me do something here. This is not projecting the way I want it to project. So let me put this back up here because you put this out before. Goddess Don says, Sierra is not we as black people. She is an international pop superstar with an NFL husband. I get that. And I said that we know that entertainers and people in that world do things different from the everyday regular person. Totally get that. Alan Christian, we need to be professional and have proper etiquette at all times. Good points. Jay, the Informant, says, Lord, that comedy special was trash. Yeah, some people didn't like it. Some people did like it, what have you. But everybody, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. I want to thank you all for coming over. Brother Quincy, Goddess Don, Yelfie, Big Dog Philly OG, Jay the Informant, Jill's Chocolate Boutique. Thank you. I'm going to get ready to end this. Real Aaron Collins, I should have told you to call in so we could hear your experiences, brother, with this. Matter of fact, do me Real Aaron Collins, do me a favor. Call, you got the number. Call in. I'm gonna plug you in so everybody can hear. I want to hear, I know you were at the Oscars. So I want you to call in, call my regular number. Call in because I want to hear from you for just a little while before we end the program. I think people need to hear this because you were actually there. Call the regular number. Real Aaron Collins, call the regular number, brother. Or I'll call you. Give me a minute, everybody. I'm calling you, man. What's going on, Eyes TV? Oops, that's not what I wanted to put it into. Hey, Aaron, call my number. Let me do this because, sister, what's going on? Doe Eyes TV gave me a super chat. Appreciate that.
You are listening to Information Now. Please make
And
sure to subscribe
here we
to
go
this
with a
channel.
super chat celebration right now.
Thank you for the super chat.
Time to run it off. I wake up.
Give me a minute, brother.
Yeah. I wake up. Flex. Thumb down now. Check. No drip. This. Wet. Tell 'em run it off. No sleep. No rest. Might crash. Might wreck. But first die. Stretch. Tell 'em run it off. I wake up. Flex. Thumb down now. Check. No drip. This. Wet. Tell 'em run it off.
Tell the truth.
All right. Thank you. Aaron, are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I want to make sure everybody else can hear you. If you can hear, Aaron's going to start talking. Aaron, I'm going to ask you a few questions, brother. You were at the Oscars. I saw your pictures on Facebook. Obviously, we know that Angela Bassett was disappointed in not winning. It was obvious for everyone. It's been talked about all over Twitter. I personally think that black people, we got to stop putting so much validation into the Oscars for ourselves personally. It's good when we can win, but I don't think we should put a lot of energy into like it being the end of the world when we don't win because of the history of it. But you were there. I think you took some pictures. Were you actually there or were you just at the red carpet scene? Go right ahead.
I was actually on the carpet that was right outside the show. They had the show actually pretty much guarded, but I was literally right outside the door just seconds from going in.
Okay.
And you are absolutely 100% point on correct, brother. We really shouldn't be putting too much emphasis in winning. I mean, like you said, I agree. It would be nice to be nominated and actually win. And personally, myself, I really do get off on that sort of thing. I mean, I love what goes into it, but at the same time, I realize too, like you said earlier, that when they created it, they didn't have us in mind to begin with. It was always there. So it's no surprise to me that she didn't win. Do I think she should have won? Of course. I mean, I love Angela Bassett, but I'm not surprised. I mean, it's their show, their awards, and they did what they did. They did what they always do.
Okay, Aaron, were you able to see Angela Bassett or any of the, particularly the black actresses and actors? Were you able to see any of these folks?
So by the time we got on the carpet, a lot of the people actually already went inside of the actual show by the time we got there. But we do know for a fact that she was there.
Yeah, we know that. I noticed on Facebook you've had a couple of photos that you took with some actors or producers in the business. Can you name the individuals that you've taken photos with? Because I've seen those photos.
Yeah, I've been to certain events. Had the rub shoulders with one particular photo. I took a picture with Miguel Nunez, and a lot of people know him as Juana Man.
Yeah.
But also at that same particular event, I took a picture with Leon Isaac Kennedy. Now, Info Man, you would probably know who Leon Isaac Kennedy was. He was really big back in the 80s.
Yeah. He was wasn't he married to Jackie Kennedy?
Jane Kennedy. He was married to Jane Kennedy.
Jane Kennedy. Yes, that's way back in the day. We're talking about the 80s.
Exactly. She was a fitness model, and he got known for the penitentiary films as well as Body and Soul.
Right.
So he was like the sex symbol of that era.
Okay.
So, yeah, he was there, and no, he was actually someone who I kind of looked up to also because what he's been through. But yeah, he still pretty much looked the same too. Obviously, he's older.
Yes.
But with us, black don't crack.
Okay.
And Angela, she don't always be auntie. I mean, if Angela Bassett is auntie, then Felicia Rashad is mama, because that's how we revere our people and our black celebrities.
Okay.
Let
me also, before I let you go, brother, it's getting late, but were you or were you not at the NAACP awards?
Yes, I was. I was actually in the building, and I did see when Angela got up there, and man, she was looking, and in all of her radiance and all of her elegance, she was up there. But yes, I was actually there.
Right, and I know this to be a fact because I saw the photo evidence on your Facebook. Matter of fact, I saw the photo evidence. So let me ask you this question before we end the show tonight. Do you think that black people, because I jumped all over BET Awards. I don't think the BET Awards, any of these other chicken circuit type award shows that black people have. We need a black Film Academy Award show that black people can be proud of, right? Like, for example, you got Nollywood. Them folks over there in Nigeria, they got all kind of movies that they're making, and they got their own award shows. And I don't see them, crying about the Oscars over here like we do as black people in America. As we say, we didn't build the country, but we still crying over the Oscars. And I say, it's good if we can win it, but we shouldn't put all our eggs in the basket and let that define us as an actress. I hate seeing Angela Bassett look very upset as I put this picture up here of her. I hate seeing this. And obviously her husband, as I put another photo up here, he's got a look of disgust on his face that I didn't like seeing because it hurts. I don't know if you realize this, Brother Real Aaron Collins. She's been waiting 30 years. She hasn't been nominated for an Oscar since What's Love Got to Do with It? That's been over 30 years or more.
I certainly do agree. You're absolutely right, brother. And I think she should have been nominated a long time ago also. But like you said, when she turned down the role that Halle took, it's quite possible that they got into their feelings and decided, well, we're going to teach her a lesson.
Possible.
Tell the truth.
Well, no. I think, no. I agree. That was my emphasis tonight, that she turned down that Monster Ball role and said that she didn't want to play a prostitute, and maybe they whiteballed her, from getting other prominent roles that could have led to more Oscar nominations and the possibility of winning an Oscar or multiple Oscars. I don't know, but I think black people need our own award shows that we can be proud of, that we can put up on a big pedestal, and stop worrying about this Oscar bullshit. I mean,
exactly.
It's nothing. I mean, if our people are nominated for it, take it with a grain of salt, get the award, be happy, move on. But I think we need to really incentivize the fact that we need to celebrate we need to celebrate the entertainers that we have respect for, right? I'm not talking about celebrating any entertainment because we got a lot of nonsense out here, but someone like her and her husband, Mary, this is black love. They've been together for a long time. He's an actor as well, but you notice you don't even see her husband is in as many roles that he should be in, because they just don't make a lot of roles for black people in Hollywood. They
Right.
don't.
And her husband, Courtney Vance, he's mainly a TV actor. He's more known for the Law and Order films. But yeah,
Right.
I do. Matter of fact, here's a real quick tidbit of knowledge. But actually, Halle Berry and Denzel both won at the same award show for
Yeah.
Monsters Ball and Training Day, respectively. They won. This was the 2002 awards. I watched that show, and they both won the Best Actor and Actress roles for their particular roles for those
Right.
movies.
Right, but they were roles that you can say Denzel played a crooked cop, and Halle Berry had to drop it like it's hot. Now you know that's true.
Exactly, they did. She played, yep, and they both played very demeaning roles. And like the NAACP Image Awards, okay, basically those awards encompass
Tell
everything that we
the
do
truth.
because, like you
Right.
said, we don't have an award show that focuses specifically on motion pictures because we really don't do enough in the industry to do all that. I mean, everything that we do with
Tell
the
the
NAACP
truth.
Awards encompasses all the accomplishments that we have, whether it be feature films, television, music, political, politics, whatever. That's the whole purpose of those awards. And so, because at that same night when Angela Bassett got the NAACP Image Award, Ben Crump was there too and got an award. So
Right, right.
just not improving that.
Right. I hear what you're saying, brother. Well, Aaron Collins, I've got to put a crescendo on tonight because folks are probably tired all over the country. They're watching. I appreciate the support. I'm probably going to do a bonus show on Friday to talk about this reparations issue. The NAACP really pissed me off in San Francisco, what they're proposing. I'm going to get on that issue. And then on Sunday, we're going to have an issue, a real polarizing show. On Saturday, I'm going to be on Sister Eyes. You see her Eyes TV. Doe Eyes TV is in the chat room. She's invited me she wants to interview me Saturday on her channel. So make sure you subscribe to her channel. She's in the chat room. She also has her channel running 24 hours a day where she plays, jazz and music and what have you, and then she interviews people. So I'll be interviewed by her on Saturday, and I'll drop that in the community tab if people want to come over and support the interview. And then of course Sunday as regular scheduled. So Aaron Collins, take care, brother. I will talk to you very soon.
You too, Info Man. As always, it's always good being a part of your show. And if anyone should be nominated, you should be nominated for a social media award or something, if they ever have one.
YouTube ain't gonna give it to no black folks. They gonna give it to their chosen ones. They're Mr. Beast and all these other. Look. Check this out. This is why I don't stress over it though. I know for a fact that on YouTube, that YouTube personally pushes through the algorithms certain channels that they support. There are people that are booed in with YouTube that YouTube pushes and supports. You can see it every time you go on your channel and all this stuff pops up that you don't even subscribe to. They're pushing people. They're choosing who they want to prop up. They're not trying to prop any of us up unless we're raccooning or something, right? So, but I don't stress over it because I know the game, right? We know the game. We know how it works. Right.
Yeah, in other words, they won't give it to you, but they'll sure enough give it to Charleston White. Or they'll give it to White 100.
They'll give it to Charleston White because Charleston White is providing black dysfunction to black people. And I don't even know why we buy into black dysfunction. Now, I'm going to say something that's going to be very disrespectful, and I don't care. Charleston White behaves, looks like, and acts like a crackhead. So black people have allowed themselves to be bamboozled, entertained, and have given views to a man who, without these YouTube streets or this social media, he would just be another crazy dude in the streets, walking around, talking to himself, what have you. And we've made a star out of the Charleston Whites. Why do we do this when the man has no credentials? Don't talk to me about, he doing this for kids. Bullshit. The man spends most of his time coming up with these orchestrations like he did a couple of, last year where he pulled that whipping out, and I'm finding out that was all an orchestration by Charles White. So, black folks, why do you allow the crackheads of the world to give you advice? Yeah, he sometimes says things that sounds deep, that sounds, like he's telling you some deep stuff, but hell, a clock is right 2 times a damn day. And yet we're listening to crackhead Charles and White with one weak sleepy eye always wearing a stupid baseball cap and talking fast, running his mouth, telling you, and always beefing with somebody, getting with all the damn time. And we like that shit. And YouTube knows that we like it, so they crank it through the algorithms, push it through, and promote that. And people like myself and others who are trying to give you the real deal information, they'll suppress your channels, make sure that all your notifications don't go out to your people that support you, so it makes your channel look like it's insignificant. Now, in truth, I'm telling the truth.
Tell the truth.
Aaron Collins, you take care tonight, brother. I'll be talking to you soon. Take care.
Yeah, God bless. God bless.
God bless you. So there it is, folks. That's the real Aaron Collins coming in strong on the phone there. I want to say thank you all again for supporting the channel. I know I went into a little tirade there, but that's just how I felt. And but we gotta do better, folks. So make sure you catch my show on Sunday, and I might do a bonus show Friday night for you as well on another issue that's bothering me right now. I appreciate everybody in the chat room. Everyone's here that's supporting. Let me see. Narratives and Dialogue says that dysfunction. Matter of fact, let me just pull it up right here. Make it easy on myself. What's going on, Misunderstood? Misunderstood. Well, how you doing? All right. Narratives and Dialogue says this. The brother says,
Tell the truth.
Dysfunction is heavy. The Fight Club and a lot of talking bad about black folks, and many content creators are stupid. Well, sir, I got a difference of opinion, Narratives and Dialogue. There's a difference between being a content creator and being a YouTuber. Content creators don't traffic in drama. They're making content. They're giving you solutions. They have a production. They're giving you solutions, answers. They're analyzing. They're providing a really good content. It's YouTubers who spend most of their time beefing, running their mouth 24/7, but they give you no damn solution. But we seem to like some of that stuff for some reason. And I gotta be honest with you. If you do like, and this is no shade to anybody that's listening in the chat, but I gotta tell the truth here.
Tell the truth.
If you gravitate to that and you're attracted to that and you like it to a certain degree, you have to ask yourself, does it say something about you? I'm just wondering. I'm not hating. I'm just wondering. Anyway, everybody, you all have a great night. Thank you for the support. Do me the biggest favor and share this video in all your social media, your Facebook, your Twitter, whatever you got, as well as your community tab if you are a content creator. It helps grow the channel. It helps build a family over here. And you know how YouTube is. They like to suppress these channels such as mine. So y'all take care, everybody. Have a great night. Thank you for staying up late with me. And I love you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Peace.
Tell the truth.
You are listening to Information.
All right, brother.
Please make sure to subscribe to this channel.
Picture a youngin' that used to live for the summer, skip meals to go run amongst all his peers. Now fast forward up a few years, that giddy little kitty growed up and all of a sudden had to pay bills. My current dichotomy grown from big curiosity. Guess I didn't know that part of the deal, or know how quick it get real. Feeling so fleeting, me and myself need a meeting to make it clearer. Conversate with the mirror, watch your language when talking to me. I'm the one that's with you. Speak some life in the self. You should opt in the optimism when options turn into prisons. Getting off of the slimmest pickings. Remember this place we in is a thief of joy, it'll steal. But no matter how much it take, I got more to give. I know that this world is all I'm giving, and all of these thrills don't count for living. A little more will is all it takes, so I persevere, I'm not afraid. And right when it's falling off, not all is lost, it's giving me chills. I got a feeling, I gotta see stars and cars are whipping, cause none of my dreams involve a ceiling. I seen a child raise a village, and he didn't come from no privilege that made me conquer some limits. I've arisen from prisons, head on collision with visions I had back then, it was written. I've been walking in purpose, I've been coaching myself on life, telling me that it's worth it. There's some things I'm still gonna improve, and the timing is perfect. Still paranoid that I make it lose, like some toxic been lurking, anticipating my every move on the back of my doctor and surgeon, trying to piece together the pieces and heal up what hurted. My vice suffice till it don't, it shows. My passion might lead me out to a life is an open door. Sometimes it just takes a little bit more to keep me right. Oh, it's you the best if you ain't know this would be like. So I be so much
Information is power.
I know that this world is all I'm giving, and all of these thrills don't count for living. A little more will is all it takes, so I persevere, I'm not afraid. And right when it's falling off, not all is lost. It's giving me chills, I got a feeling. I gotta see stars and cars are whipping, cause none of my dreams involve a ceiling.
Tell the truth.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
Tell the truth.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth.